say the fifth dimension?
Yeah,
is that Kenny Rogers getting the band back together?
I think it is, Kevin. I think Kenny Rogers is getting the band back together. And TSF, I got to hand it to them. They came prepared. And look at them. They are just monsters this crowd.
Wow. I think if I was in there against them, I'd give up on the handshake.
I would too. I don't think we're going to see sportsmanship at all. You're so right.
I mean, all four of them are scary dudes.
They are. All four very talented, and they've had a history going back to Over the Top just last month in this very building, Redcon 1 Gym. And here we go. The bell has rang. It's official. We've got ourselves an old-fashioned street fight.
I think this feud goes back to California also. Wow.
Yes. And already Maximus Leonis Connor just welling away on Hunter Knott and Rosario Grillo, Kevin. I mean, how do you strategize for an atmosphere like this?
I guess you go to a bar, have a few cocktails, invite somebody outside.
I think you're so right about that, just like on Broadway.
Oh!
Slams him down, does Leonis. And there's Maximus taking care of Grillo. There's so much action. What's he going to do? Super.
Oh, what a suplex. Belly-to-belly suplex. Incredible.
He's going to fill that one all the way downtown for sure. Set him up in the ropes. There's Big Maximus, a clothesline. And there's Leonis and Hunter Knott. He took care of him. It's just all kinds of chaos, Kevin.
Well, that's cleaning the ring, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's taking care of business, cleaning house. You said it, these Khan brothers are nobody to mess with, and I think TSF have poked the bear, so to speak. He's trying to beg off Grillo and Knott, but to no avail. They're getting hit with those pans.
Oh!
I mean, just hear that, listen to it as their backs are breaking. But here comes TSF. They're so resilient, even after all this punishment.
TSF is fighting back. I mean, I think a lesser team would have tapped out by now.
Yeah, these are no ordinary teams. You just said it. These guys have so much durability, so much resiliency. And we're seeing it, witnessing it, as he sends him into the ring apron, does Rosario Grillo on Big Maximus. And there's action going on the other side of the ring. It's almost hard to keep up with. But this is some thrilling competition we're seeing between these two teams.
This is what CCW puts out as a product. Action from the time the bell rings until the bell rings at the end of the night.
That's exactly correct. It's the last territory, the last of the regional promotions, and one of the hottest for sure. Just listen to those pants. We knew it was going to be brutal, but it doesn't do it justice to your here in person to witness it.
My friend, I got to ask you a question. Have you ever seen anything this brutal?
I have not. Not in all my life. This is beyond anything I could imagine, Kevin. Now steel chairs are involved. He's got his hand, it appears to be tied up, or he's got the handcuffs actually. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is a wild atmosphere already.
I mean, is there something I don't understand? I know this is a street fight, but you can use handcuffs. Now, it's going to end up being 2-on-1 pretty easily, don't you think?
Yeah, it's actually very smart game planning by TSF. It's a way to kind of, like going back to basic tag team wrestling, keep one of your opponents isolated, and it still applies in the street fight. So I didn't think we'd see handcuffs, but it's actually very wise on the behalf of Rosario Grillo, and now we're seeing him get the upper hand on the crown.
Well, I can't say it any better than you just articulated. I mean, these guys are doing old school tag team wrestling. Keeping them in the middle of the ring and keeping the other guy away from a tag.
I mean, exactly. That's the whole emphasis. And now we're seeing what TSF can do, both Knott and Grillo. Oh, he's got that pan right across the back. And now the steel chair. What's he going to do? Wait a minute. Maximus is in trouble. He's handcuffed. Oh, and chopped him in the back. I thought he was going to hit him with that steel chair, Kevin.
Well, I don't know how much more punishment the Crown can take. One guy is handcuffed, the other guy is getting his brains beat out in plain language.
These guys have endurance, that's all I can account it for. And the people are trying to get behind the Crown, or are, so to speak. And now we see him fight back. There is Leonis with some body shots. That's one way to even up the score, and a nice uppercut. Here he goes off the ropes. But there is Hunter Knott with that kick.
Leonis reminds me of a former boxer, Leonis Martin, who actually knocked Sonny Liston out after Liston had 12 victories on his comeback trail. These guys can hit like a mule.
You learn something all the time, of course, from the Taskmaster, Mr. Kevin Sullivan. And yeah, these guys can definitely hit. We knew it was going to be physical, but just how physical was the question. And we've learned, as he picks him up, Ramsey does the bridge, here's the count, the cover, but making the save is Grillo. He was very aware there.
I got to tell you this too. Even though this is a street fight, that was a great wrestling move. It may be a street fight, but wrestling always prevails.
Yeah, wrestling always wins in the end. I couldn't agree more. And now he's on the top rope, is not, but there's a steel chair shot from Maximus. That's one way to even up the score.
It certainly is.
DDT on the steel chair, that may do it. I would cover him, but I think these guys are so exhausted, Kevin.
Well, you'd be too if you had your brains beat out with a chair, your back almost annihilated. Oh, what a spear! What a spear!
I mean, these guys are explosive. And yeah, if I was in that predicament, yeah, hey, it would be tough.
That's it.
Oh, it's over. The Crown have won it. Just like that, the Crown have secured the victory over TSF. This has been a brewing rivalry, and now could this be the culmination, Kevin? What a matchup. What a way to start Summer Glory.
And this came from CCW. I mean, when people look at a card to go see, when you see CCW, you know you're seeing the best.
Yeah, you're seeing the hottest promotion in all of wrestling. You just said it. That is Coastal Championship Wrestling. And now TSF has got to go back to the drawing board, favoring the back, as you would imagine. These guys have been through not just a battle, Kevin, but a war.
Well, they've been through a war, but they got out with their life, and I got to say this. I'm not so sure that they didn't learn something tonight, and that's the main thing. When you learn from your losses, not your wins.
They got an education for sure, courtesy of Leonis and Maximus Khan did TSF, and they are pumped, and they've got every right to be, because that was a huge win in this tag team division. Want to remind the fans that coming up on Saturday, August the 6th at the Unbranded Brewing Company, CCW proudly presents Bash at the Brew 19. You're going to see Ariel Levy, if he can retain the title, go up against former CCW champion Cha-Cha Charlie in a Hialeah street fight. So we just saw a street fight. I can imagine how wild that one's going to be, Kevin.
Well, this is a precursor to what you're going to see. Those two guys have a history. At the Bash, it's going to be crazy. If you thought this was something, wait till they get to Hialeah.
It's going to be unreal, off the charts. You just said it. And this is only the beginning.
This is a company that has planted its seed and is starting to grow and grow all over the country. I was down in Miami the other night, and I got to go to their training facility. Magnificent. If you want to be a pro wrestler, go to CCW and find out where their camp is and all the information you need.
Yes, the CCW training facility is a great place to learn, and we We've got Anthony Ogogo. The guy was a boxer from England. You made a lot of boxing references earlier in the first match, Kevin. This guy is huge. I mean, what a visual, and he's got that knockout punch for sure.
That's for sure. Was Ogogo a heavyweight there? Did he fight? I had heard he was a sparring partner for Anthony Joshua. Is there any truth to that rumor?
I believe there may be some truth to that rumor. It would not surprise me one bit. And he's definitely got that swagger, but can you blame him after looking at his stats? So impressive is Ogogo. We're waiting to see who it is.
Soon to be making his way towards the ring, from Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing 265 pounds, the animal icon, Trent Jacobs!
This is the first time I've seen Jacobs, but I've heard a lot of good about him. I heard he's really a mat technician, and that's what he needs to do, take the boxer down. The old fable, boxer versus wrestler.
Yeah, Jacobs, this will be the first time I've actually seen him, but I've heard so much about him. And you just mentioned it. He's going to have to rely on that scientific wrestling against more of the boxer in this case. So this is going to be a great matchup. I mean, there's so many unknowns about it, Kevin. I mean, we're just waiting and seeing. Got to be patient. But these two guys are going to deliver. I'll guarantee you that.
We're almost seeing a hybrid of MMA, aren't we?
We are. We're definitely seeing some mixed martial arts, which I think will be most intriguing. We've seen a lot of MMA transition into professional wrestling as well as boxing. So here we go. It's time for the talk to be over and for these two guys to go and compete.
I like how they're feeling each other out. Nice lockup. And what we're talking about, the wrestler goes for the arm. Oh, wow.
He shrugged him off there. He knew he was in trouble, Kevin, to your point, with the arm bar, now the waist lock.
Very good move. Transition from the go behind to the arm. And it looks like what we've talked about, he's going to try to work on that arm and weaken the boxer's ability to punch.
Well, now we're seeing Ogogo create more of that fundamental wrestling approach like Jacobs would normally execute, and he's doing very well. He's not showing he's more than one-dimensional, Kevin.
Yes, and in boxing they have a term when you're staying close like that and grab an arm and push each other around. In boxing they always use the term they're going into a wrestling maneuver.
That's true. They are. It's one way to be on the defensive as well as the offensive end, just like any great sport. There's side headlock into the ring. Then Ogogo, the governor, is one strong dude. I mean, he showed Jacobs, but here comes Jacobs. He had him scouted. The body shot, tried for that leapfrog, Kevin. Now the uppercut. We're seeing those fists come into play now.
Big forearm, and this guy is nothing but muscle, and he's in unbelievable shape.
Oh, he has tremendous physical condition, as both these athletes are. There's the clothesline into the corner. What a quick elbow to the face of Ogogo. Picks and slams him down. And here's a pin. One.
I think we're starting to see a turn of the tide right here, don't you? Again, he used a wrestle move to get the boxer down. I'm sure he hasn't taken many and now it's, looks like it's a Samoan drop.
Yeah, using the hair trap for that Samoan drop, to your point. And we are experiencing Jacobs, utilize his knowledge of more of the mat wrestling and working on the body part. But now, Ogogo, the momentum has changed again. As we were mentioning, now it's all the governor. He's in control of Jacobs. Nice uppercut. I'll tell you, you can't defend yourself against those kind of hands.
Yeah, and we've seen it in the short period this match has been going on. There is a pattern. Ogogo is staying with his strength which is boxing and MMA. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I mean you're so correct. He's using his strengths, not his weaknesses. But he actually matched him with the technical wrestling. Now a go behind. Here's a pinfall by Jacobs. Could he do it? The shoulders were down, hooked the legs. Good pinning combination there, Kevin. That's a good way to leverage your opponent on the mat.
I think fatigue's coming into play with both of them. One little slip up could turn this match around for either one of them.
Yeah, one fatal mistake could cost each athlete. Now a Go-Go going for perhaps a suplex. Yeah, that quick snap suplex. And a Go-Go has just, we said it before, he's impressive. You can tell all the coaching is helping him out. He's not only a boxer, the guy is showing he can get in there and get it done.
He's making a great transition from boxing and MMA to pro wrestling.
That was
beat.
That was close. You're so right. And there's the official, Andy Seeley, saying it was that close. And I'll tell you what, fatigue, you mentioned it, great point observation. And Jacobs is on Dream Street. He's trying to gather himself, but a Go-Go is just licking his chops because he's got him right where he wants it. Maybe not. I spoke too soon. There's the explosiveness of a Go-Go, Kevin.
And the other thing is, I think if you look at both of them, the fatigue is setting in on Jacobs rather than the Go-Go.
Yeah, that's a definite factor. Go-Go, his conditioning is proven to be very reliable so far. Jacobs, though, is fighting. You got to give him a lot of credit. Nice takedown there. Drives the back elbow. Here's a Go-Go back to a vertical base. Oh, the insecurity, Kevin. And it's stunning, but he didn't go down. He's picking him up.
Well, as the great Tex Schramm once said, fatigue makes cowardice of all of us.
It does. Here's a cover. That time it was a 2 count, getting more aggressive, which that's what you have to do, even on pinning combinations, and that's what Jacobs realized. He hooked the leg, he knew the shoulders were down, and like you mentioned, both these guys are tired. He's going to pick him up now. What's he planning to do? A Go-Go got out of it. It's on the defensive. Now Jacobs was sent outside, but a Go-Go got a little too confident. He's back to the ring apron. Gave him too much time, Kevin, there. Now we're seeing Jacobs get back into it.
I think we're starting to see a Go-Go tire out now.
We are. The roles are reversed with as far as the durability, the endurance we just mentioned or remarked about. What's he going to do here? Oh, drove him down.
I haven't seen that move very often. That's a really dangerous move. It's either all or nothing. Looks like it's all.
Yeah. Hey, that did it. That secured him the win. What a huge victory for the governor, Anthony Go-Go. And at the end, it was that move, that type of cutter variation that got him down when speaking of Jacobs.
I actually think that a Go-Go has made a big statement tonight, and the guys that wear the gold here at CCW better be watching out for this guy.
Yeah, they better not get on his bad side, Kevin, because Anthony Go-Go is all business. He's a fighter, he's a wrestler, MMA, whatever justification, he covers it all. Can we see sportsmanship here? It looks like it from Jacobs. That's nice to see.
It certainly is.
I was impressed by Jacobs. There was a knockout punch, Kevin.
There's a mean streak of this guy.
I was not expecting that.
I don't think anybody in the building was.
They won. It was a classless move from a guy I've got a lot of respect for his ability, but Anthony Go-Go just gives that boxing hand and just leveled Jacobs after a grueling match. Wow, what a turn of events. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with, Kevin. You're so right. And I was going to update the fans on more events coming up. You can see CCW presents Conquer Kissimmee, round 2 at Sun on the Beach in Old Town. That's Friday, August the 12th. They'll have drinks, food, and the best professional wrestling around, but you'll see Ariel Levy, Cha-Cha, Charlie Lakai, Ricky Martinez, Roma, and Alan S2S, currently the Cruiserweight champion for the last territory. But that is Friday, August 12th, 2022, and that'll be 7 p.m. bell time, and that's in Kissimmee, Florida, so you want to check that out. That's going to be a major event.
Kissimmee, Florida is the home of the biggest rodeo, I believe, in the state of Florida, and it's the home of the great Ming Haku.
Talk about it doesn't get any tougher than Haku. You just said it. That guy, don't get on his bad side. Much respect to him.
I have seen him outside the ring do as much damage as he did inside the ring.
Oh, he's a legend just like yourself, sir.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a legend in Haku's mind or anybody else's mind that knows Haku.
Well, we've got some more matches. That's only 2, and we're not even close to being done. So we've got a big night. The star's definitely aligned for CCW. We've got a great ladies tag team match. It's got Anna Diaz, Ashley Denbois. I mean, these 2 ladies are very talented, Kevin.
I'm very interested in seeing these 2 girls. I've heard all about them. I'm having the pleasure the first time along sitting beside you to see them in action.
Well, I'm honored that you're with me. Ashley Denbois went to Florida State University. She's a multi-time women's champion. She's faced and challenged Colleen King, currently the CCW Ladies Champion, not too long ago in CCW. Anna Diaz has challenged Camille, the NWA Champion. So she is very technically savvy. So it's going to be quite the contest. But they've got some tough competition with Roma and Mila Moore coming up as we're awaiting their entrances, Kevin.
This should be a very technical match.
It should be. It's going to be a very grueling one, to say the least. And there's Roma and Mila Moore. Roma, a native of Santiago, Chile. She has been a former CCW Women's Champion. Mila Moore was once a part of WWE NXT, trained under Robbie Brookside, the Dudleys. So that just shows you the knowledge she absorbed. I mean, so she's already faced so many great competitors, in CCW, so I'm looking forward to it. You can see Anna Diaz. These ladies are ready.
And I gotta give a shout out to Robbie Brookside, one of the nicest human beings I ever met in my life, and a terrific trainer, and a great star all over the world.
Yeah, much respect. I concur about Robbie Brookside. None come better. He is great. It's going to be Mila Moore and Ashley Denbois starting out the contest, Kevin. This is going to be interesting. All these ladies are just great athletes. I mean, CCW only has the best wrestlers. They lock up. Going to work on the arm. Mila Moore has targeted the arm. I think the strength advantage may go to Denbois, so obviously she countered that. We're seeing some good chain wrestling. Both ladies back to a vertical base. I mean, you said it, Kevin, very scientific, very technical. That's what we are witnessing.
And one of the things that's impressed me about Ashley, she must be a big-time power lifter. Take a look at her thighs. She's a heavy squatter. I mean, she's got the power base for wrestling, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that you're seeing that with the waist lock on Mila Moore. Mila will have to be more elusive as a takedown, per se, here. There's referee Adrian Paz. Going to count down because the shoulders are down and quick leg scissors. Nice arm drag by Moore.
I'm impressed by Paz. He's basically a rookie, but he's doing a great job. And what I like about him is he doesn't let his inexperience get in the way of him taking control of the match.
Yeah, Paz is great. There's so many wonderful referees at CCW. And here comes Roma. There's a tag. They're isolating Ashley. That's what you have to do. And she was working on that arm. They're keeping that focus. Why differ and vary, from what brought you to the dance? And that's what Roma's doing. She's got a hold of the wrist lock now, manipulating it. I mean, we talked about all the accomplishments of all these ladies, and now Mila Moore thanks to assistance, and another quick tag. Actually, Den Blas needs to make a tag to Anna Diaz fast.
And they're doing what you said earlier. They're working like a team and keeping the other one from getting to their corner, which is the main thing you have to do to tag back. Nice running lariat.
Yes, that's the whole point. And yeah, Roma's got Ashley Den Blas down. Oh, there's a snap suplex. Could that do it? Hook the leg. It's only a 2 count, says referee pause. And the fans are showing their support for Roma. A reversal by Den Blas. There's Anna Diaz. Though behind the ref's back. You may not agree with the tactics, but it's very ring savvy. They IQ inside the squared circle.
They're both teams are working like a well-oiled team.
They are. They are two dynamic duos for sure. There's those legs you were talking about,
Yeah.
Kevin, with the powerlifting. She uses them as a weapon. Why not? And Roma felt the brunt of that. Ramming those headbutts. That's one way to neutralize somebody that's quick, that's got the lucha libre style with Roma as well.
And like you said about her legs, the power generated from her legs and hips.
Sends Roma into the turnbuckle. There's a nice forearm. I mean, it is very vicious. Den Blas showing a mean streak, which you have to be aggressive in this sport. Boot to the midsection.
Beautiful move.
Yeah, beautiful maneuver. I thought it was possibly finished there, but it's just going to take too much to put any of these women down. Excuse me. I mean, I would have sold each of them short by saying that. Maybe a pump handle. Nice kick.
Great chain wrestling we're seeing by the ladies. It's fabulous.
Yeah, they are impressing. They are just doing an awesome job at showcasing what they can do, their abilities. You said it, they are highlighting them so efficiently.
And they're in such great physical condition. I think they could go 60 minutes.
Oh, they could.
And saying 60 minutes, we're talking about Ric Flair's last match tonight.
They could do the Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, just like you were talking about Ric Flair. Those 60-minute Broadways. Anna Diaz now, you talk about somebody's submission, specialist submission style. This is Anna Diaz. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, I'd like to get into her background. Her style is very similar to a pro wrestler that I know, and it's a male. I'd like to know if she trained with them.
Yes, I could see that. Yeah. Anna Diaz actually has a win over Colleen King doing our research, and I mean, she's challenged Camille and everything. I mean, it's been stated, but it's important to reiterate.
You know, it's crazy how women wrestling has blossomed over the last 15 years. They are true athletes. I mean, we can go from Ronda Rousey to our champion here. There's a host of great athletes that women wrestling getting into different companies around the world.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey's a prime example. We've seen how successful she's been in the industry. And now Roma, just like a house on fire with those forearm shots, she stabilized Den Blas momentarily, at least. Oh, nice German suplex, Kevin.
They really know their basics. I mean, that German suplex was almost perfect. It was off by about 10%, and that's why I think there'll be a tag match.
Yep, Anna Diaz will be the legal wrestler, but Mila Moore is also in, and she's taken her down with the clotheslines. Mila Moore has just been astonishing with the way she wrestles, and like all these ladies, really.
Oh, a monkey flip. I haven't seen that in 20 years.
What a maneuver. And snaps down the head. 1, 2. Oh, Ashley Den Blas with the save. She was in the right place at the right time. Roma took one hard to the canvas. It looked like maybe a variation of a net breaker. And then Blas gets in to the outside courtesy of Mila Moore. Here's Anna Diaz and Moore going at it.
Oh, wrong place, the wrong time.
Yep, and there's it.
Sleeper.
Yeah, sleeper hold.
She's screaming like a banshee.
Oh, and she took her down. This is dangerous. This is dangerous for Mila Moore.
They
It's
better
over.
tap out, tap out, tap out.
What a way to take down a star like Mila Moore and Ashley Denblas with Anna Diaz, a sleeper hold, and then for, I mean, it's incredible.
Outstanding match, outstanding match. If I was a person that put out stars, they get 22 stars for this match.
Yeah, I agree. Give them all the stars they want.
And a couple of moons, too.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, for Roma and Mila Moore to beat them for Denblas and Diaz was just, I mean, that shows you, that proves to you, I mean, we get a lot of future champions a part of this great card tonight. Oh, Mila Moore!
Wait, what's going on here?
What's this about?
But I know you know who I am. And tonight, I give you the opportunity to have me and you, Lewis.
The crowd seems to be split right here, don't they?
They do. Some of them are not too keen on Mila Moore. Excuse me, let me let her finish. She's mad because her opponent tapped. I mean, it would be tough, though, being in that position, but Mila Moore is not very happy with her tag team partner, evident by the shoving we just saw, Kevin.
I think this isn't going to be pretty. This seems to be a breakup. I hope someone can talk to them, talk to both of them, and put some sense in their heads.
Yes, they definitely need some counseling for sure because they made a great team. Also want to remind you that CCW is on Telamerica TV based in Los Angeles, California, and serving the West Coast. We love our new broadcast partners, so that is huge news. You can see CCW Live Wrestling on the West Coast, Kevin.
I can't wait till CCW goes out to the West Coast. LA is one of my favorite towns.
Me as well. LA is a great place.
This should be very interesting, the match coming up, a four-way.
Oh, this is going to be a match that could steal the show. All of them have that ability, but this four-way is going to be great. Got Cha-Cha Charlie, Damian Wayne, Daisy Kill, and Hunter Drake.
Weighing 140 pounds, Big Boy,
Hunter Drake, a native out of Alabama. Now, he studied under Dr. Tom Pritchard. It doesn't get much better, Kevin, than that.
No, anytime you get a chance to train under Dr. Tom Pritchard, it's an experience.
Yeah, Dr. Tom is sought it out by many as one of the very best for a reason. And Kevin, Hunter Drake is very innovative. I mean, he's fun to watch.
He's excitable, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy, very hopper.
People love him, that's for sure.
Oh, they do. I mean, the people are enamored with Hunter Drake.
introducing participant number 2.
Kevin, Damian Wayne reminds me of that old school wrestler, very methodical, but he's very versatile in the styles that he can combat. He just impressed me, his match with Chase Stevens from the last time he was in Nashville. I mean, this guy is just rugged, in your face, tough, and no nonsense. My kind of wrestler.
He's old school from the word go.
Oh, he sure is, for certain. I mean, that demeanor, where Hunter Drake is so different with his energy, you're not going to see a lot of the kind of offense that from Damian Wayne. This guy has ruled not only Tennessee, but the Mid-Atlantic area, Virginia. He's held NWA gold. I mean, so he comes in as a multiple-time champion. I mean, what a career Damian Wayne has had.
Yeah, and I think this is a perfect place for him to show his wares. He has many years still left in his arsenal.
He does. He's got longevity. And now we are awaiting their opponent. This Daisy Kill is a rock star. He does live music, but he is also a very skilled athlete. And we see Michelle Green. Michelle Green currently wrestles for OVW. She is a great prospect. Also another pupil of Dr. Tom Pritchard. So she comes speaking more than 5 languages. Daisy Kill, native of Chicago, Illinois. But this guy, ever since debuting for CCW, has just been stellar. But all these participants are going to have to be just that, because they're going to be encountering Cha-Cha Charlie, who just held the CCW title, and I know he wants that back.
So the young lady trained, another one that trained under Tom Pritchard.
Yes, sir. Sure did.
And the opponent.
We're seeing the crowd get hopped up now. There's the former CCW champion. Kevin, he's been called the franchise for many for CCW, and what a career Cha-Cha Charlie has had. He had won the title back when he had that championship from El Jefe Santos, who was a long-reigning champion. Now Ariel Levy holds that title, and it was a controversial way that Levy went about winning it. But the Chilean superstar has been on a roll, so what could this do for the standings to maybe help Cha-Cha Charlie get back into that title picture?
So what you're saying to me is Cha-Cha is the leading one, if you're going to bet on this match, that he's going to come out on top?
Well, I think he's got a lot of voters. I mean, with all due respect to Daisy Kill, Damian Wayne, and Hunter Drake, as talented as they are, Cha-Cha Charlie's definitely got a lot of support behind him. So, yeah, I think that's a safe bet. But, hey, that's why they're wrestling. You never know. And now the action's getting underway. In this 4-way matchup, Cha-Cha Charlie gaining the edge on Daisy Kill. Damian Wayne is taking care of Hunter Drake for the moment. Listen to those chops. Ric Flair would be proud.
You're exactly right.
Hunter Drake did the smart thing, get out of the ring, but you can't turn your back on Damian Wayne, and he took full advantage of Cha-Cha Charlie being distracted by Daisy Kill on the outside. Now we see Cha-Cha Charlie with some body shots. He's got the upper hand literally on Damian Wayne. Oh, listen to that chop, Kevin. And Cha-Cha Charlie is controlling everything early on.
Cha-Cha better watch out, because I was just as I said, I think he was telegraphing that move.
Oh, Daisy Kill gets taken out by Cha-Cha Charlie, and Michelle Green better be careful. She's upset with Cha-Cha Charlie. She about got taken out herself.
I thought so. I thought he was going to take both of them out.
Yeah, me as well. Now Damian Wayne better look behind him. Hunter Drake with a big missile dropkick. That's what Hunter Drake's got to do. Hard fall for Damian Wayne. He's got to utilize his high-risk ability. What do we got here? Hunter Drake on the top rope. Moonsault. Takes everybody out in the process, Kevin. That's what you got to be careful with if you're the opponents of Hunter Drake.
Hunter's really impressed me with that move right there. He's much smaller than the other gentleman in the ring, but he's taking every advantage of his speed and quickness.
He shows a lot of heart to be the smaller competitor. Him and Michelle Green. Michelle Green is getting involved, and the referee having to try to restrain and get some order. Easier said than done. And here comes Daisy Kill with the kill. That's one way to get your opposition back in the ring. Here's a cover. It's only a 1 count though. And here's a side headlock on the canvas. Daisy Kill is very much a great scientific wrestler.
It certainly looks that way because he went from a big power move to a technical move and just showed some great athletic ability there. What a drop kick.
I mean, the elevation that Hunter Drake got. Here's a cover. He hooked the leg. That was very smart, but I just don't think, with all due respect, he has enough weight behind it to keep the bigger Daisy Kill down.
I think you're absolutely right. That's when he's not going against him, but his enthusiasm and his athletic ability. Oh.
Look at Damian Wayne. That was smart, though. I mean, in this 4-way, he saw where the damage had been done. Now he's going to go out to the top rope. Could we see a superplex? Maybe it sure looks to be, or appears that way. Or maybe a brain buster. He's got him in the vertical position. Look at the blood rushing to the head, Kevin. Look at the power of Damian Wayne. Oh, big slam, but it takes out both competitors. I think Wayne may have got just as the worst of that, holding his head, favoring his head after that move.
That's a move that ended my career.
Here's the cover. That's a very dangerous move, for sure. There's Cha-Cha Charlie doing a tango with Daisy Kill. Oh, nice suplex. But Damian Wayne, that's the thing. It makes it so different when you've got 4 competitors. It's not like a singles match or even a 3-way. You're adding that one other competitor. It makes it so much different.
And we've seen a lot of great technical suplexes here tonight, early on.
Oh, we are. I mean, it has been Suplex City for sure. Hunter Drake gets caught in a bad way. Damian Wayne, cow driver, just planted him. That may do it. But it took just as much out of Damian Wayne. Can he do it? Rolls the shoulder across. Cha-Cha Charlie wasn't going to let that happen with the double axe handle save. Kevin, it's all going to come down like any match to who wants this one more.
I can see why Cha-Cha Charlie was the champion here for a long time. He's got everything going for him and the people are behind him.
Yes, he's got definitely a lot of fanfare, and Cha-Cha Charlie with those right hands. What a chop. Sends Daisy Kill to the outside off the ring apron. I mean, Cha-Cha Charlie is feeling it here at Redcon 1 Gym. He's going to go to the top rope. He's not afraid or showing any fear to try to maybe do some off the ropes. Oh, he's going to put on the hat first, of course. Oh, Damian Wayne! Oh, shoved him. Damian Wayne's been good at that. When somebody's been playing on the top rope, he knows how to take care of that problem.
Let me tell you, when one or 2 counts, people don't understand the abrupt stop like that coming off the top. He's hurt his knees.
He did. Cha-Cha Charlie is favoring those knees. And maybe a pump handle or an abdominal stretch here. Oh, he picked him up. Did a kill on Hunter Drake. Oh, here's Hunter Drake with the pin. He was able to get out of it. Oh, Damian Wayne with the chair to the back of Cha-Cha Charlie. The referee didn't see it, though. I think he heard it, but he didn't see it. Oh, Michelle Green with Cha-Cha's hat. That's not good. Mocking him. Here comes Hunter Drake. Daisy Kill. What a martial arts kick. That may do it. Hooks the legs. And Daisy Kill wins it. He wins the match. Damian Wayne was too concerned about Cha-Cha Charlie. He took his eye off the ball at the wrong time.
Great call. That's what happened. He took his eye off the prize.
We're not done yet. Kevin Cha-Cha getting some payback on Damian Wayne. What a brawl. A Donnybrook. to the back. But what a victory for Daisy Kill. All these competitors should be very proud of their efforts. But at the end, it's Daisy Kill, your winner.
It was probably the best four-way match I've ever seen. There was never any stop in the action.
It'll go down in the record books as one of the best. You just said it perfectly.
And like you said, these guys are in fabulous, fabulous condition.
Yes, they are just in immaculate shape. I mean, it's the training, the right diet. I mean, this sport, like any sport, you've got to be a tremendous athlete.
Yeah, and we have a world title match coming up next. This show has been jam-packed from the time the bell rang till anticipation of this title match coming up next.
Oh, it's a big title match. Ariel Levy will defend the title against a prodigy in Jaden Newman. So we are in for a treat tonight.
How many of you out here, is this your first Coastal Championship Wrestling event? Remember your first time was in there? Is it working? Are you enjoying it? Can you not wait for the next event? Well, on November 12th, we will return right here to the Wake One Center as CCW presents a long Halloween. And for the next 7 days, tickets are 50% off with the promo code Halloween. So make sure you get your tickets within the next 7 days. Save that 50%. We're going to see you back here and make sure you bring some fans.
Well, you heard ring announcer Sean Bossman, Kevin. CCW will be back in Nashville on November the 12th, so you need to get your tickets now. They're going to sell out for sure.
This is scheduled for one fall with a 1-hour time limit. And it is for the CCW World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first.
You talk about a match with huge implications. What if Jaden Newman could defeat the CCW World Heavyweight Champion in Ariel Levy? And here it comes, Jaden Newman. Started wrestling when he was 15 years old, Kevin. I mean, that's a prodigy. That's what I mean. He's a student of the game from that early on.
Where is he from?
He is from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
A homegrown kid.
Yes, he is homegrown. He's a volunteer. One of his most memorable feuds with Kobe Carino, the son of Steve Carino, a very talented wrestling family. Well, there's one thing about it, Kevin. This crowd, they love Jaden Newman. He's known as number 1 Ichiban, number Enoch. They all relate and mean the same thing. And we're going to see why here in just a few moments. Now we're waiting the CCW World Heavyweight Champion, the Chilean star, Ariel Levy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Ariel Levy like the Rock of South America?
He is. He's the Rock of South America. I mean, you couldn't have described it better, Kevin. Ariel Levy is internationally known. He's been a movie star before transitioning into wrestling, a music star. I mean, the guy's got it all. He's got that confidence for a reason. I mean, he earned his way through it. You may not agree with the tactics, but Ariel Levy's a champion for a reason.
And he carries himself like a champ.
Yeah, he does. Now, the people are not very happy with him as of late. You know, he was part of the South American Alliance with Venetius, who's injured right now on the shelf. And Levy ruined that after they got defeated by Elevated Status, Johnny Nova, ERA, and turned on Bill Alfonso, the great Fonzie, the manager of champions, Bill Alfonso. And ever since then, though, he has rose to the top, though. I mean, you can't argue with success. That's why he is the possessor of the title right now. Look at that arrogance exuded by Levy, but I mean, he said it though. He is really feeling it. I mean, when you're the Rock of South America, it's hard to argue that kind of confidence.
Well, if conference wins matches, we don't even have to see this one.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah, he's in for a tough challenge, as all the champions at CCW, and then the same can be said for the contenders, the challengers, as Jaden Newman. He can wrestle technically. He can also use a lot of high-risk ability, so watch out for that. He's wrestled all over Georgia, the Southeast as well, Tennessee, and he's held championships as well, so I'm sure he would love nothing more than to become the CCW World Heavyweight Champion, Kevin. And there's not going to be any handshakes. Levy had none of it whatsoever. They lock up. And Newman, very aggressive lock up. And Newman is poised. I mean, he didn't let it phase him, intimidate him, backs him in the corner, just Levy. And this is smart strategy, is it not, Kevin?
Yeah, and I also think that Levy's doing the right thing, as you said. He's trying to dominate and play mind games with this young man who is, right, like you said, I have to agree with him. He's a prodigy.
Oh, he is. I mean, he is so talented. And it's very rare that you hear of wrestlers at 15 being that talented, but Jaden Newman is. Oh, he got a clean break. Much to maybe the surprise of Ariel Levy, but Newman, that's why he's different. He's not like Levy. But these two guys, you can tell it's a big fight affair because even the lockups are very aggressive. There's an intensity to it. Look at the takedowns by Newman. Oh, he got a hold of the arm like an ankle lock while he was putting Levy in a headlock, a combination maneuver. That was impressive on his part.
Beautiful chain wrestling, beautiful, just absolutely. Now the champion's down, and he's having second thoughts of how intense this kid is.
Yeah, he's got inside his head a little bit. Levy's having to regroup, which is very intelligent because he realized the momentum was in favor of the number one contender, so he knew, hey, let's get out of Dodge for right now and get on the outside. Now he's back. Side headlock. That was very quick, the transition from another collar elbow tie-up. But look at the way the hands that Newman's using, trying to get separation there, Kevin. And he's got a hold of wrist. You talked about chain wrestling 101. Now he's got the side headlock. Levy resorting to desperate tactics, rather, with going for the eyes, but it's one way to stop his challenger. And look at those forearms. They have purpose, authority by Newman. Levy is rocked right now. Sends him head first, telegraphs him into the top turnbuckle. How about the other turnbuckle? This is the ride that Levy didn't want to be on, Kevin. And he made it for 10 as the fans counted along with Newman. And now I'm surprised Levy's able to stand.
Beautiful counter.
A quick near fall. You said a beautiful counter, Kevin. I'm just impressed by these kind of aerial moves, that aerial assault. I mean, Levy's not had an opponent like Newman, and I think it's showing a little bit. He's been very stunned by him. I mean, Kevin, have you seen anybody that can fly like this, land on his feet? I mean, it's incredible.
Before that move, I was just going to say, Levy reminds me of the great Dean Malenko, the technical work he does in the ring.
Oh, he does. That's a great illustration. Yeah, Dean Malenko, one of the best ever. Now Levy is putting the boots to him. I think maybe that was the point of emphasis for Levy. Oh, as he sends him into the guardrailing head first, this Levy on Newman was to tire him out a little bit, maybe with all these aerial moves, and now we're seeing where Levy's in the driver's seat a little bit here. Hammering away with those forearms or elbows, brother. Hug him out to dry in the middle.
I'm going to give the champ the credit he deserves. I haven't seen a move like that in years.
Yes, he is definitely enjoying with the crowd. I don't think he cares, though. I mean, that was the move he knew that would keep his opponent down enough for him to punish him like he's doing now. He's pinning, got the leg hook. That was a good pinning combination, but it's going to take more, so much more to keep Jared Newman down. Number uno, Ichiban himself. But Levy still got control and just slams him into that top turnbuckle. Levy with the boot to the midsection, standing there, hitting the ropes, and with a just well executed kick. Here's another cover. Levy's starting to get frustrated a little bit. He thought that would do it, but with this new number one contender cover.
I wonder in my head, is he looking for out the champ? Is he looking, if this kid keeps on coming, do I get disqualified on purpose?
I think that's got to be in the back of his mind. I mean, because you got the champion's advantage, and he may be looking ahead, which would be a mistake. But being the champion, you do have certain opportunities to win a match, but he's going to have to earn it with Newman. Waistlock after a high knee. The height of that knee was just remarkable. There's the back elbow. And Levy is rocked. I mean, he's really... Here comes Newman.
That took his knee out. This is it.
Oh, yeah.
Katie bar the door. Ring the bell. It's over.
This may do it. Oh, he got the shoulder up.
As Gordon Solie used to say, he'd give up a bus off 2 rounds. He'll keep on fighting.
Well, hey, I love it. Quoting Gordon Solie, the dean of professional wrestling. He knew what he was talking about. And Ariel Levy with the boots to the midsection. Now showing that frustration, Kevin. And he's stomping him down to the canvas to where Newman is taking a seat.
Very, very reminiscent of the great Paul Orndorff.
Oh, I love Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff was in your face. He did not let up. And Ariel Levy is reminding us all of that, like you brought up. Another just brilliant point.
Well, you can't take anything away from these two gentlemen. This is a championship match. This is what a championship match from CCW is. It's wrestling, it's brawling, it's technical, and it's vicious.
Yeah, these two are laying it all on the line. Oh, the meteor, the 2 double knees and a handstand showing his agility there with Levy. Oh, got overzealous. He missed, and this is the opportunity Newman needed. There's a splash in the corner. Reminiscent of Sting. Look at that maneuvering. He's on the
high risk movement.
Back to a suplex.
Beautiful suplex.
The way Levy landed on his head too. I don't see how Levy's even getting up. What a suplex that was. Newman ropes the arm drag. It's going so fast, the action. Here's a cover. I mean, the way Newman was able to combat Levy on the ring apron, Kevin, was what a sequence.
I thought he had him there, didn't you?
I did too. I thought for sure we had a new CCW champion, but not so fast. You can't count out Ariel Levy. Levy planted him though. I thought maybe Levy had him there.
He got him. Is he going to tap?
Got the rear naked choke, it looks like.
Is he going to tap?
I don't know. He's got to get close to the ropes. He might.
Oh, he's got him. Oh, wow.
He almost won the title though with that counter and pin.
Oh,
What a move.
I don't know what I just saw because I've never seen it before.
That's the thing. With all the way these athletes are executing these moves, I'm with you. That was almost like a slam, but he tilt-a-whirled his body along with his opponent. I mean, it was incredible. Look at Newman begging. He's got Levy back almost in the corner, not quite. Now just the short forearms.
I think he's had insult to injury to the champ.
Oh, he is.
This is the move that got him here the last time. Took it over.
Now they're count whipping the fence. Oh, low blow! But the referee didn't see it. He was not in the position.
He was out of position.
Oh, the meteor, the two knees. We've seen that a lot by Levy. Hooks the leg. And Levy retains the CCW World Heavyweight title.
You know, a lot of people probably said that was a cheap shot. Hey, you gotta win. When you're the champion, you gotta win.
No, you do. You may not agree with it, but he is the champion, and if you want to hold on to the title, like you brought up, you have to do some things of that nature.
Heavy wears the head that has the crowd.
Yeah, that is a great saying. And Levy will be a targeted man anytime you're a champion in CCW. I mean, he's going to have that Hialeah street fight with Cha-Cha Charlie, which will be one for the ages at next week's Bash at the Brew 19 in Hialeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Who do you take in that match to win?
It's hard. This is definitely on the spot. I'm going to have to stick with Levy, and I'll probably get flack for that. But just
And here's the thing. I agree with you because Levy really had a fight from underneath against, as you said, one of the great up-and-coming young stars. And he came a hair from losing it, but he did everything a champion is supposed to do to retain the belt.
oh, he did that and more. And I mean, Jaden Newman is one of the best ever, but so is Levy. He's one of the great ones because he is the CCW champion.
You're absolutely right.
Now, don't forget, fans, that CCW returns to Homestead on August the 13th. That's right near Miami. They've got the next event that's coming up. It'll be Saturday Night Slam. That's August the 13th in Ocala, Florida.
In Homestead, I have a lot of good memories. I lived in the Florida Keys for a long time, and I spent a lot of time in Homesteads in the Redlands. I had a lot of friends up there, so please come out and say hello. This is the best wrestling from bell to bell, CCW.
Oh yeah, CCW is the best. I concur. And it's so neat hearing about your friends. Yeah, Florida has always been a hotbed. You know better than anybody, Kevin, about how great Florida is, and Tennessee as well. So it's awesome that CCW is able to come and have Summer Glory in Nashville this year. Here comes...
Should somebody tell her she got two different color boots on?
It's Kenzie Page. Yeah, it's a CCW title match, but you're right, she's very colorful. She's also one half of the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, Pretty Empowered. She has been on a tear, and her and Kylie King know each other quite well even before CCW. And this will be a match that will be one everybody will be buzzing about and talking about, Kevin. I mean, Kenzie Page is looking to become the next CCW Ladies Champion. So, hey, she's looking for the gold. Colleen King's been dominant and has been a great defending reigning champion, but she's going to have her work cut out for her, pardon me, with Kenzie Page.
And who
The mother effing king of CCW defeated Marina Tucker to win that title in a hellacious cage match. What a reaction for the champion.
People love her. People love her.
Oh, they do. I mean, it's infectious. It's emphatic.
And she's quite the athlete. I've seen tapes of her. She's excellent.
Oh, she's you talked about technical. Golly, King's very proficient. I'm with you. I've watched her matches, and even in CCW, I mean, she has been dominant. So, and Kenzie Page has been dominant as well. With NWA, Colleen King's also wrestled there, representing CCW. So, and these ladies just have their background you talked about. I mean, they have a shared history, so it's made it even more intriguing, this ladies' title match. Kenzie Page and Ella Envy, Pretty Empowered, won those NWA tag titles from the Hex. Allison Kay and Marty Bell, very talented duo. So she would love nothing more than to have another singles title in her collection. And she's a champion herself. So we've got two champions putting it all on the line. Look at this aggression. I mean,
I'm just mesmerized and speechless. They are so intense, and that's one thing about CCW. The intensity is on a different level here than any place in the country.
Oh, it's always an intense atmosphere. And we talked about technical wrestling ability as we're witnessing by the champion King, and also the champion Kenzie Page has been able to counter her too. That's what's going to make this so interesting, this whole dynamic between Page and King. Look at the way that King is working on the hand. I mean, the way a hand shouldn't bend that way.
Exactly. And this is not the end of the show. We still have Gangrel, QT Marshall, Brian Cage, Jack Cartwheel, and then the Beastman versus Chase Stevens. I mean, this is a jam-packed show from top to bottom. You can flip this card and put the first match on last. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're not even through, just like you aforementioned. And now King has got Page down on the canvas, showing her power, that range, that height advantage. And she's deceptively fast, where Page thinks maybe she's got the upper hand as far as quickness. Not so much. I mean, King's able to match that. Went for the basement drop kick, tried for maybe possibly a super kick, but she's called is Page. She dodged the offensive maneuver. Now tilt-a-whirl, and Page is sent to the outside through the ring ropes.
I got to ask you something.
Okay.
Does the champion have a background in track and field?
I would think so. If she don't, she sure surprises me.
Yeah, she's got those powerful legs, got that powerful upper body. She's well conditioned, but she's unusually strong.
Oh, she's very powerful. But Kenzie Page has got tenacity. That's something that's you notice about her right off the bat, right away.
You don't teach that either.
No, you don't. And the way she straddled her, she knows the referee's count, but why not just take full control? You know you've got to that 5 count. Apply that pressure.
So now I know what type of guy you really are, huh? Get up to the line and just scoot it a little further, huh?
I know, yeah, you're finding out a lot of my true colors. Yeah. Snap there by Kenzie Page. Listen to that kick to the back. Could be a new CCW Women's Champion. The frustration, she's mad because she thought after that sequence of moves she had her, and honestly, I thought it was going to be close.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you think in your head that you could stop the champion who's fought to get that belt? It's probably the most prestigious women's belt in the world, the CCW women's title. She got to know that she's going to be in for a long battle. Talk about a long battle, what a beautiful drop kick.
Yeah, that drop kick was fierce for sure. Takes out Kenzie Page. Yeah, that's the drive of our CCW Women's Champion, Conley King. I mean, she brings it every time. As her, the competitors, Kenzie Page as well, with respect to her. But now who's going to get it back to their feet? Excuse me.
Whoa!
Open hand chop.
Oh!
And she's just taking her to task. I mean, with those chops. You think Stan Hansen would be proud of that kind of close?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now Conley King, this is where she's so good. Oh, uses all her momentum in the corner. And another running back elbow to Kenzie Page. Page has got to find some offense in a hurry.
I was just going to ask you that. How much more can Paige take? She's against a bigger, stronger, and she has advantage to be Oh, I thought she had her.
I did too with the hook of the legs. I don't know. That remains to be seen. I think Paige has a lot of toughness, but after taking this much damage, I'm with you. I don't see how much more she's got.
Well, Tyler, taking your words and not mince them, the tenacity is keeping her alive.
Oh, it definitely is. And we're seeing it. I mean, the elbows, just trying to fight, show heart, show spirit. Because she knows Conley King is
nice
beat
move.
on her. Yeah. Super kick. And caught her flush, too. Oh, drops the elbow. Maybe you have a new CCW Women's Champion. No.
That was a close one.
It was. Annie Seeley was saying how close it was, too. The referee.
I think the champ has suckered her into this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's ready.
She's sucking her into that.
And look at this aggression. That's what you have to have. Paige is in a bad position. Running knee right to the sternum, the midsection area. Conley King and Paige on the top rope. Could we see a superplex? Possibly. Yeah. Drives her down, Kevin. But again.
Oh, she got hurt. You're right.
Yeah, both ladies it took just as much out of each of them. So that's why it's high risk. Sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. I mean, that's a chance you take.
Are you a proponent for high-risk moves?
If it's me, I don't take a lot of the high risk because to me, I want to win the match. I guess I'm old school in that way too.
To me, you want to get out of there with the less punishment and give the most punishment.
Yeah, you want to be able to keep it down on the mat or at a vertical base and not have to rely on trying to do too much aerial. And
Look at this.
Oh, I know. Both women beating each other up bad. With slaps, open hands, fists.
Whoa, whoa.
Hey, Anthony Ogogo would be proud of that one.
Yeah.
Sends her in the ropes. Kenzie Page is up. Now back in the ring. Oh, what a kick.
That's a knockout.
That was brutal. That may do it.
She's out of... Oh! She ain't getting up from that. She's not getting up. We were right.
Yeah, King retains the CCW Ladies title. That was a match that will go down as a classic.
Two great championship matches back to back. unbelievable night. Two of the greatest title matches I've ever seen, and I've never seen them back to back.
Oh, they're two of the best title matches I've witnessed too. And I mean, that's where else can you find that but CCW?
It's going to take a very, very determined lady to beat this champion.
Yeah, it's not going to get any easier for any potential challengers coming for that CCW ladies title when Kylie King is the one representing the last territory. She picks up Kenzie Page, stretches out her hand, and Kenzie Page shakes it. They embrace. There's some mutual respect. It's nice to see.
Very nice to see. Very nice to see.
Yeah, and the crowd applauding Kenzie Page's effort. They respect and know that these ladies have survived the battle. But they're both still champions. Kenzie Page still wearing some gold herself.
She did herself proud. She did herself proud. That was an excellent, excellent match. A couple of moves, and she could have been walking out there tonight with the title.
Yeah, it was that close. You're so correct. She ought to be very proud of her efforts.
Nobody's been to the concession stand for a little while. And I'll take the blame for that. Apparently I haven't said anything, but right over there, where all those pizza boxes are, there is pizza, there is candy, there are sausage, there's water, because I know you've been cheering as loudly as possible, so you're going to have to take a moment, refill that fuel tank, so you can continue to cheer at the top of the lungs as we continue the action. The following contest is a 6-man tag scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first.
You know,
She's good. It's all her.
yeah, it was very
She does
good.
her thinking, so I don't have to.
Well, we're just awaiting her next match, Kevin. Oh, it's a Nightmare Factory. QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Greg.
265 pounds. From South San Francisco, weighing 195 pounds. Aaron Solo. And from Greenwood, New Jersey, weighing 234 pounds. The AEW superstar, QT Marshall.
You talk about some decorated athletes. The Nightmare Factory is that.
It just gets more intense and more intense.
Yeah, you can cut the intensity with a knife, as they say.
I'm a big, big fan of QT Marshall. This guy is so solid in the basics, so solid, there's no wasted movement. People that are watching wrestling and want to get into wrestling need to watch this guy and how he plays chess.
Yeah, QT Marshall is highly regarded as one of the all-time best for sure. And this Nightmare Factory's fierce, but their opponents are going to be tough. And here comes the Vampire Warrior Gangrel. Talk about a man with experience, one half of the Blackhearts NWA Tag Team Champion. He's wrestled in Puerto Rico, over in Japan, up in Canada for Stampede Wrestling. The man has done it all.
I've known Gangrel for a long time. This guy, as great he is, he's one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. I I mean, like you said, he's been everywhere and captured gold.
Yeah, Gangrel will have the experience over QT Marshall, even though we talk about how skilled Marshall is. I just mentioned Gangrel has been traveled around the world. He's a journeyman wrestler, and he's learned from the best. And I mean, if Kevin Sullivan is complimenting you for both these gentlemen, then they're doing something right.
Well, I'm very interested in seeing Brick wrestle. I've never seen the man, and he's a magnificent specimen.
Yeah, Brick is definitely a powerhouse. Well, we must be awaiting Jackal Stevens, the Southeastern champion. Jackal Stevens, it's so hot right now because I think the temperature went up a few degrees. He is an extraordinary talent. I mean, he's held that Southeastern title a few times.
And the tag team partner.
And we see the Bulgarian Punisher, Meadow. What is it about Bulgaria, Kevin? Europe are producing some studs, and Meadow is a prime example for that. He's a product of the CCW training facility with Jackal Stevens. Gangrel has mentored these men, and it doesn't get much better than having QT Marshall mentor the Nightmare Factory. The same can be said about the Vampire Warrior with the CCW training facility.
He's produced the young crop of superstars of this generation. I mean, if you really want to learn how to wrestle, Gangrel runs the school at CCW. And you have the address of that school?
The address of the school? Yeah, let me look. I'll get right on that. And we've got action. Get ready to get underway with this six-man tag team match. It looks like it's going to be Aaron Solo and Meadow starting out. Yeah, the CCW training facility is in Pompano Beach, Florida. And just visit www.ccwwrestling.com if you're wanting to inspire to become a professional wrestler. And now Meadow has got him on the mat. It's Aaron Solo, though, is so versatile. But Meadow, look at the way he's just driving him down.
Bulgaria has produced a disproportionate number of world amateur wrestlers.
Oh, they have. I mean, Bulgaria, they just have a different breed over there, and that's meant to be a compliment. I mean, because this Meadow is just, he has been unstoppable lately. And now Nightmare Factory have to regroup. And QT Marshall is jawing with the crowd. We've seen the fans get under his skin. Solo with the boot to the midsection.
Oh, solid forearm.
Yeah, he's faced Lance Archer and the ROH Pure Champion Yuta Wheeler as Aaron Solo. Meadows also faced Gangrel in singles competition. And Jackal Stevens has wrestled QT Marshall and TC Reed back and past at the Brew 18 just earlier this month and back in Nashville 2021 at Industrial Evolution for CCW, so they know each other so well. Here's a scoop slam by the Bulgarian Punisher. He's got Solo down, but Solo is just too good getting those legs off the mat. Brick with the knee. Kevin, I'll tell you what, that is a very smart way to regain control in any match.
It's also a very smart way to break the pattern of being in control, like you said, just a different word. Now here is Brick. Look at the strength of this guy. Wow, great teamwork.
Yeah, look at you said it, the tag team ability of both Brick and Aaron Solo. He picked him up in like what looked like a brain buster for Solo to execute a drop kick. And if anybody could match power with Meadow, it would be Brick. His background's collegiate. He was a strength and conditioning coach, and you can see why.
Whoa!
Look at that power.
I've never seen a hip toss where a guy went coast to coast.
We were talking about the West Coast LA. I think that's where he sent Meadow.
Yeah.
Here comes QT Marshall. He opened him up and he laid in a nice right hand to QT Marshall. And Gangrel and Marshall having some words. There's a slam. Here comes QT. Driving the knee down. Quick pinfall. Meadow kicks out. And I talked about the history Stevens and Marshall had. But that's the thing. Emotions get you in trouble. That's what they're going to use, the Nutmeg Factory. Gangrel is living. Aaron Solo, forearm to the Meadow. Solo was tag team partners with Ricky Starks of AEW. Gangrel was part of the Brood with WWE Hall of Famer Edge and Christian Cage of AEW. That was a legendary faction in the Attitude Era. But now Brick is going to work on Meadow. A press slam, Kevin. Look at this guy's strength. He's pressing him with so much heat. I haven't seen anybody like this in my lifetime. I mean, I'm just in awe of the just velocity, the power of this man. Oh, QT Marshall with a cheap shot on Stevens. He just nailed the Bulgarian Punisher, but he got in Gangrel's face. It's the battle of the two great training schools here.
I'll tell you what, QT reminds me when I was a kid, I saw NWA World Champion. His name was Dick Hutton. QT reminds me of him. He's built like him, he wrestles like him, and he takes no wasted movements.
QT very talented, but we saw Gangrel draping on the ropes. That's where more of the experience from the Vampire Warrior got him down. Here comes Aaron Solo. Could it be the Impaler DDT? No, QT was ready for it, but the boot to the midsection by Gangrel. Oh, nice Russian leg sweep. I thought he had it.
Gangrel is like fine wine. He's gotten better with age.
Oh, he's still amazing as ever.
He's in great physical shape, probably the best I've ever seen him.
And there's the receipt for Aaron Solo for Jackal. But Brick, I mean, he comes in there.
Wow,
he's a game
did you see
changer.
that athletic move?
I mean, I couldn't believe what I just saw there by Brick. What an athlete this guy is. And the referee, Adrian Paz and QT, exchanging some words because he had to let go of that hold. Look at the tag team work, though, by the Nightmare Factory. They're wearing down the veteran, Gangrel.
Keep him in the corner, which they should be doing.
Exactly. That's just textbook, whether it's tag team, six-man tag team. I mean, it's very appropriate that they are doing this.
One thing that people wouldn't recognize, did you see that Gangrel caused a big division to get out of that corner and gain his breath or try to get to his own corner? Great move.
Oh, yeah, that shows you, you know, his legendary career. It's all been about, but Brick, even as experienced as you are, you can't teach that power. I don't think he realizes he has that much strength. They kept Gangrel in that opposite corner for a reason, and Jackal Stevens and Meadow, each one of them, whoever it is, needs to get that fresh tag in.
As much as I like Gangrel personally, he has to make a tag. Nobody can take this beating by 3 men.
No, it's not humanly possible. The numbers are not in his favor. He's desperately got to get in Jackal Stevens, the Southeastern champion, or Meadow.
The people are with them.
Oh, they are. The fans love him. Here, Gangrel's getting back in. Oh, maybe not. I think he got a little bit too overzealous, and QT, to his credit, had scouted it. Here comes the tag to Aaron Solo. He kicks him in the shoulder blades. That's just good double teaming. Nails him.
Gangrel, you got to get out, make a tag.
Oh, he does.
Come on, Gangrel.
He's got to get Stevens or Meadow in, one of the CCW training facility alums in. Went for the super kick, but Gangrel had it blocked. Double arms suplex.
Gangrel is too hurt to do that kind of move, I believe, anyway.
Yeah,
he got to get to the corner, doesn't he?
He does. He took a risk, but I believe he's getting close. Could we see a tag? Yes, it's Stevens. He's a legal man now. QT's a legal man. He does a close one, takes a good grip. There's no love lost between Marshall and Stevens. It's Marshall against the ropes. Stevens is in for the ride. What a back spin wheel kick by Jackal Stevens. Boot to the midsection for Solo. Back body drop. Oh, what a boot by Marshall.
I hope he got ear miles on that one.
Yeah, I hope so too. And Marshall getting tired, taking off the arm pads. He's calling for maybe a diamond cutter like DDP. He's signaling the Diamond Dallas Page. Not so fast. If Jackal Stevens Olympics, this may do it.
That may do it. 1, 2, oh, save.
Yeah, the save by both Brick and Solo, but here comes Gangrel and Meadow to even up the score. Now it's all broken loose, Kevin. It's all chaos now. There's action
I
on the
think
outside.
Brick has made a bad, just as I said, I think he made a bad decision.
Oh, into the guardrail. Watch out. If you're on the front row, Solo sent the Bulgarian Punisher crashing hard into the studio. He's got him pinned. Oh, but Marshall.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, Diamond Cutter. He hit it. Diamond Cutter.
Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah,
it is.
He won. He did the Diamond Cutter. It's over. But they're still fighting. Look at Gangrel and Brick.
Watch out, Gangrel.
Yeah, be careful. This is a man-of-man too. Both guys are big. I mean, we've blood spill into the backstage area. And to think we're not even finished yet. What a victory though for the Nightmare Factory.
And we have another monster coming out. Brian Cage.
Oh yeah, Brian Cage is a monster. He is a machine for a reason. They ought to be proud of themselves. I know we said a lot with Stevens and Meadow and Gangrel. That was quite the encounter.
They got nothing to be ashamed about. Not one of the 6 guys. It was a terrific.
Not at all. You talked about intensity. I mean, Stevens showed it there. He possesses it. Uh-oh, can we see maybe a dance? Well, he gave the people what they wanted. I mean, Jackal Stevens for sure has the charisma. And just a lot of fantastic
The
matches.
following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first.
Initiating launch sequence.
In Mexico, Japan, this guy is very innovative, but he's going to have a tough task, a tough road ahead with Brian Cage. Yeah, business is just about to pick up. Kevin, who's better than Cage? It's hard to argue if there's anybody.
You're right. Of all the wrestlers I've seen personally, the 3 biggest, strongest guys I've ever seen are Superstar, Scott Steiner, and Brian Cage.
Yeah, Brian Cage has wrestled everywhere from Impact Wrestling. He was their world champion. X-Division champion. He's also been an FTW champion with Team Taz. We saw him aligned with Tully Blanchard, talk about some great wrestlers along with Taz. I mean, this guy has been all over. And Cartwheel is, I mean, I got to give it to him. He's talented, but I don't know that you want to try to mess around with Brian Cage.
I think that's a bad mistake.
Yeah, I don't think he's impressing Brian Cage much. Into the side headlock from a handshake of all things. Backed him into the ropes. There's no way you're going to move Brian Cage.
No.
Yeah.
Look at the legs of Brian Cage.
Yeah, I mean, look at not only the legs, the traps, his biceps, the pectorials. The guy's just chiseled from stone. I mean, he could sit there in that hole forever. He just stays strong. You got to give Cartwheel credit. He's able to get out of it. But that shoulder tackle's not like any other. It's very physical. It's got authority to it.
It's almost like a finishing move.
Oh, it is. He could have put away people with it, for sure. Definitely finish them off. Cartwheel tried to reverse on him. Trying to rely on his aerial maneuvers. Maybe a cutter there. But just to no avail. He's just too much as Brian Cage. He's got too much power, too much experience, too. Oh, step up insecure, Kevin. That's one way to stop his momentum. A nice drop kick. I mean, that's what Cartwheel needs to do if he's going to have any chance of winning the match or surviving. What a vicious German suplex to the turnbuckle.
I couldn't see from my angle here. Did it hit the turnbuckle?
I believe it did. So we're talking about a rough landing and another. This may do it. I got to hand it to Jack Cartwheel. I thought it was over.
I did too, and I thought maybe he made a tactical mistake there. He should have put his foot in the rope. Try to get that big body off you, took something.
He should have. That's another just wonderful observation. Listen to that shot. Okay. Yeah, you're going to be walking around trying to lick your wounds after that one. That's no ordinary knockback shot. Just crashes hard against that turnbuckle.
Threw him like a rag doll.
Oh, he did. Like a toy, like you said, a rag doll. Just shows you the exemplary strength that Cage possesses. But look at the body shots from Cartwheel. He's fighting. I'll give him that. After taking the forearm to the knee by Cage, he's going to pick him up. Trying for the clothesline. Oh, Jake Cartwheel got caught. Could it be a fall-away slam? No, he's pressing it like he's awake and just slings it.
Tyler, I got to ask you a question. Have you ever seen anybody more powerful and maybe even more powerful than the Brick who we just saw? Now, that would be a matchup that I pay to see, the Brick versus Brian Cage. What about you?
Oh, I love it. I think the fans would pay for it. Brick versus Brian Cage, power versus power. These guys would... I think sell out the arenas. I mean, you talk about two very strong individuals that are almost like mythical the way how strong they are, to answer the question. So I think would be a great matchup. And look at those uppercuts. I mean, it's just like everything he does. You mentioned intensity, brutality, physicality. And Jake Cartwheel is trying. Every time he gets caught, though, he's just not able to outmaneuver and definitely not outpower Cage.
I don't want to take anything away from Cartwheel, but he's been taking an immense beating here.
Yeah, he's been punished now. After the
like
step
that.
up insecure, and then a step up kick that rivaled that and more. Oh, used the ropes though, and Cage landed on his feet, but the wind taken out of him. Cartwheel.
I think this is a mistake.
Yeah, I think you're right too, because now Cage has got him in a suplex and drives him on the ring apron. You called it. It was a mistake. Cartwheel got a little too carried away. Cage, I think, can put him away. With all due respect to Cartwheel, like you talked about, too much of a beating at the hands of the machine.
You can't let a guy beat you up for this long and make mistakes like he's done.
Oh, no, you can't. But it shows you, again, the experience, too, that Brian Cage has. We've talked about the promotions. Jake Cartwheel will keep getting better and better.
Okay, right now, right now, I think the referee should step in and stop the match.
I think he should too. Cartwheel may be unconscious after that deal, that toss.
I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm getting excited. Hey, I like solid stuff. I like intensity. But this. Oh,
Throws him, lands on his feet. And Brian Cage trying to kick, and now Cartwheel. Where's he finding this at? He should be done. Is he going to land on his feet? Oh, leg sweep.
nice move.
Yes, it was. Draws the elbow with the assist from the top rope. And there's no need to be sorry. It's you always bring up some great analysis.
I think this is going to be a mistake also.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Maybe not.
Good one, Cartwheel.
Yeah, Cartwheel took him out.
He needs to stay on him now. I don't know how much energy he has left, but stay on him. Don't play to the crowd. You're talking about one of the strongest men in the world. You got to be on your toes now.
Yeah, you said it. Why worry about everything else? Don't let yourself get distracted. You got to stay focused. You mentioned Cage is just too good. He's on another level. Let's see what Cartwheel's going to do off the top rope. Oh, he tried for some form of splash. Oh, and he landed all the way there. This is his opportunity.
Tyler, you pointed this out time and time again. All these misses, that jams your knees, that jams your vertebrae. You cannot be taking these chances with a guy unless you know you have him beat doing things like that.
Yeah, I mean, you are taking risks, and you got to make sure, especially a guy like Brian Cage. But right now, we're seeing he's just too strong. He's manhandling literally Jake Cartwheel early on, and now it's looking like that's what it's going to be now. That's what more the match progresses. It develops. Drop toe hold. Now that's one way to attack the legs of the bigger Cage. Use that speed to your advantage. And look at Cartwheel crucifix into driving the head there. He may have it.
You know, I don't want to be hypercritical, but maybe he should have done these moves at the beginning of the match and go to wrestling rather than try to play to the crowd. I still don't think this is a good technical decision. How many times can you come off the top rope, without something really bad coming to you?
Oh, it's always a chance. I'm with you. And now you just called it. I mean, you just said it. He took too many risks, and it's not paying off. And there's a step up insecurity, a form of kick by Brian Cage. And that's what happens. You do. I think he's so young, energetic, and just excited to have the opportunity. You don't realize the seriousness that you're causing yourself. Look at this. A suplex using the ropes. I thought it was over.
Again, the referee needs to step in. I mean, how much more can you take?
I don't see how anybody can take any of this kind of punishment like Cartwheel's taking for Cage. Kicks him up, maybe a power bomb. Oh, it's a buckle bomb. Gonna pick him up again. Oh, Cartwheel. Oh, with the Canadian Destroyer on top of one. Almost had it. Maybe a version of it.
Don't go for a high-risk move now. You got him down with a wrestling technique. Stay on the wrestling.
Keep on the attack, just what you're talking about. You can't give Brian Cage any time. Oh, he attempts to pick him up. That was a mistake. Here's Cartwheel with the waist lock. Cage gets out of it. Sends him into the turnbuckle shoulder first. He's got him. He grabs him. Slams him down. I think this may do it.
I hope so.
Well,
Intestinal fortitude, like Gordon Zola used to say. But how much more can he take without being seriously hurt in this match?
yeah, I've got to commend him for his heart, but just like you talked about with Gordon Soley, that line, I mean, he's endured so much. I don't see how he's even able to stand. That's why when you mentioned the referee needing to stop it, but now Cage may do it himself with another cargo bomb. I mean, he's just getting destroyed right now. Slams him down.
That's it. He's in the middle of the ring. There's no escape. Oh!
Every time there's so many near falls. Every time we count him out, literally with the referee, Cartwheel just finds a way to escape.
I'm sure Cartwheel has learned a lot during this match.
He has had to learn a lot from Cage, and right now he may beat him.
Oh.
And what a win that would do for his career.
It would shut me up, wouldn't it?
No, hey.
No.
We don't need you to be quiet. Trust me, we need you on commentary. I mean, you're trying to instill knowledge to these wrestlers that you've got a bigger opponent. You can't get too distracted even with the fans. You got to stay focused and on him, and he picked him up. What a feat of strength. Shakes the ropes, here's the kick. Springboard. Oh, it was close to a 3. That hand went down very close.
Let me ask you this, Tyler. In your experience, don't you think that flip takes as much out of you landing on the mat as it does the guy that you land on?
Oh, I think that's very true. And what happened, he's doing too much of high risk you're referring to, and now Cage with a tilt-a-whirl lariat. But still, it can't beat him. The intestinal fortitude you were mentioning is off the charts, but that may do it. And it does. Cage is your winner.
If you gotta give a medal for courage tonight, the young man gets it.
Oh, he does. Definitely a medal for courage. I mean, it takes a lot of guys to step inside that ring with anybody, especially Brian Cage.
Jack will fight another day. He showed us how tough he was. With anybody else, I think he would have came out with a victory. I gotta give him my hats off because he was so determined to last and have a good show in the game. I might have overemphasized his weak points, but his strong points to keep on fighting, he gets 1,000%.
Oh, he does. I mean, Jack Cartwheel ought to be just have pride. He said it beautifully. I mean,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no.
What a great show we've seen. And now we're going to see a new title, the CCW International title.
Oh, we are. This is going to be I'll tell you one that's going to be a classic, but very different with Beastman, the Natural Chaser.
One more time, we will be right back here at the Redcon One Center on November 12th for CCW presents a long Halloween for the next 7 days. Tickets are 50% off. Make sure you take advantage of that. Promo code Halloween. So I gotta see you all here on November 12th. I hope I'll see more than that. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, we're coming back to Nashville.
for your main event. It is for the CCW International Championship, and it is a fans bring your weapons match. Introducing first.
guy's out of his mind. This beast man.
If Lou didn't have his good looks, I don't know what he'd have going for him.
Yeah, that's a great observation. I'm not sure he's much for the looks department either. Between Spectre or the beast man. I mean, even these two guys at ringside cannot. This guy's 400 pounds. Can you really expect even two guys to contain him? And he's got this big bone, a big turkey leg. He'll even go after Lou Spectre, his own manager. The ring announcer John Bossman and referee Adrian Potts better be careful. It's already getting dangerous in the main event. Stevens, the international champion, has got his work cut out for him, Kevin. But I'll tell you what, he has been one of the best for a reason. That's why they call him the National.
I've been a big fan of Chase for a long time. The guy keeps on fighting.
Yeah, and he's got the hometown crowd behind him in Nashville. Some fans are up on their feet. You talk about personal, this rivalry. I mean, its fans can participate by giving the wrestlers their own weapons. I mean, it doesn't get much more fan-friendly or fan-dangerous as that.
I think you're absolutely right. We're seeing great wrestling. We're seeing great moves. Now I believe we're going to see some great violence.
Oh, we are. It's going to be very violent.
And you know my motto, Tyler, all violence is legal.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's good for Kevin Sullivan. It's good enough for me. Look, they're having to contain this beast man. 400 pounds, about 6'3", maybe 4. Chase Stevens is a good 6'1" or 2, and about 240 or 50 pounds. Was the NWA Tag Team Champion at one time in total non-stop action wrestling. He has had the experience. Beastman has appeared in MLW. Both guys are going to fight it. They'll have some wrestling, but like you said, it'll be a violent fight. Big headbutt. A lot of back and forth already. Kevin, for a big guy that you face a lot of bigger opponents, what advice would you have for Chase Stevens?
Hit him hard and hit him off.
I like that. Sends him into the ropes. Just too big. I mean, even as talented as Stevens is, I mean, the Beast Man's just too massive.
I'm not going to say that Chase has fought a lot of big guys this big, but Chase has fought his share, and he's always come out on the winning end. One of the things about Chase, he has heart. He will not quit. I mean, this guy doesn't know the word quit.
Oh, he doesn't. I mean, we've seen Chase Stevens survive a lot of wars over the years. That's why he's held a championship. That's why, even without a title, he's been one of the more popular wrestlers and well-known, well-established at that. When talking about or referencing, alluding to the National.
The other thing Chase has going for him, he's a hometown boy, and he doesn't want to disappoint his hometown fans.
No, he doesn't want to disappoint the fans. And Lou Spectre is really giving the people a hard time. This guy's a piece of work. Beastman is. He's going to rip the
That's
steel
what-
rail. Be careful.
That's
Oh, he's got a steel chair. Now things are getting heated. Chase Stevens is going to be in trouble. That ham bone, or whatever you call it, some kind of bone. He's choking him with it.
well. You can bring any kind of object to the ring, right?
Yeah, so it's legal.
Yeah. And I want to make that perfectly clear. In the old days, this would have been a lights-out match, non-sanctioned. But this is how much CCW has brought to the wrestling business to give the people from everything they want to see, from wrestling to brawling. My hat's off to them.
Yeah, CCW delivered. Oh! What a shot from it. Looks like that pan maybe left over from the street fight, apparently. That earlier with TSF and the Crown, Chase Stevens just hit a home run with that one. Oh, but Beastman comes back with a trap.
Oh,
I mean, the way that the belt, that leather hits flesh is so violent, so brutal. Unforgiving as well.
that's a great word, unforgiving.
He's choking him with it, Kevin. I mean, you think about all the strap matches and everything. I mean, we've seen all the greats compete in them. I mean, that's implemented in this type of matchup. He's choking Stevens now and putting all that 400 plus pounds on him, suffocating him with his weight.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
The Loch Ness Monster. You remember him?
Yes.
WCW.
That's
He was
yeah.
He was a great star in England. Maybe as big as Beastman. Maybe.
Yeah, Loch Ness was a big individual as well. Now Chase Stevens
Oh, good.
giving a taste of his own medicine. It's
Go on, Chase.
Yeah, but Loch Ness, what a tremendous comparison. I didn't think of it. But now Beastman, every time Stevens thinks he has the momentum, the tide changing, here comes this mammoth man.
I don't want to be biased on this, but I think the world of Chase Stevens. He's won matches where he shouldn't have won. It's because he has that no-quit attitude.
Over the guardrail. Watch out if you're the fans. I mean, this is, you talked about it's going to be violent, it's going to be a wild environment, and we're witnessing it now. Yeah, be careful if you're the fans, and even us at ringside.
Oh,
The Beastman, I don't like the way he's looking at Chase Stevens. I mean, he wants to possibly end his career.
that's going to be a hard job to do. Chase got his heart as big as all outdoors.
Oh, it's going to be very difficult to do. But I think the Beastman, the intentions of him and Spectre, this whole group is looking to definitely injure, hurt, and take out opponents, or at least put them on the shelf for a while. But now Stevens is fighting back. He's showing that fighting spirit. With the steel chair, that's one way to stop the bigger opponent. And Stevens is no small man, but anybody looks small compared to the Beastman.
Well, he's getting his licks in, Chase. Come on, Chase.
Oh, he is doing that and more. It's been a good back and forth so far. Did you hear that steel chair on the head of Chase
Yes.
Stevens? They heard that one all the way through Nashville. He's picking up that guard railing like nothing. Shows you his power. Those things are very heavy. Watch out if you're the fans. The referee giving them caution, as it's definitely
Chase,
fun.
beautiful, Chase. Great move.
Use that super kick, to your point.
Oh, good.
That's one way to use the guard railing and the weight of your opponent. Steel chair on from our vantage point. We were estimating was on that guard railing onto the Beastman. Spectre getting the official way with that strap. He's lost his mind, it's Spectre. The Natural has the steel chair. I mean, he knows what it takes to put away this Beastman. He was able to do it before and over the top back last month.
Have you ever seen anybody actually pin the Beastman?
That remains to be seen. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody actually pin him. Could Chase Stevens do it after today?
Go on, Chase.
Now, he's trying to buy himself time, but he knows he's in there with somebody so unique in the Beastman.
Another guy the Beastman reminds me of is Abdullah the Butcher. He just keeps on going and going and going. His fan just gave him a... Is that a ski boot? Or is
Yeah,
that,
it's a ski boot. Exactly. That some fan gave him that. Yeah, he does. Abdullah the Butcher was always loved these kind of fights. And he's wearing out Stevens with that ski boot. It's Beastman. Chase Stevens is busted open.
yeah, he's pretty bad now.
Oh, he's biting him. Oh, animalistic is Beastman. He must love flesh, too. You said it, Abdullah the Butcher. That was reminiscent of the Butcher himself. Yeah, Lou Spectre has got another weapon. What is that? I'm trying to make it out. Maybe some sort of pot. Oh, he used that bone.
He used that big bone.
Oh, he did.
Tyler, I mean, I like violence as much as anybody, but, you know, when is...
He's just pummeling him now, Kevin. I know, you make him appreciate the violence, but when is enough enough? Come on.
I don't know if Chase actually knows where he is right now.
No, there's no way possibly.
look at his...
Oh, he got blood on the referee. He spitted on it.
As I know I'm plagiarizing the great Gordon Soley, but his face is a crimson mask.
Oh, it is. Hey, Gordon Soley was the best. And I'll tell you what, Chase Stevens needs to try to figure out a way to stop Beastman. Easier said than done. I mean, he's just taken so much punishment, as we thought. I mean, for both these guys.
The bad thing, and I said this before, there's no quit and Chase.
No.
You know,
He will not quit. Even in a crimson mass, even with blood, he will not quit. Look at that visual.
I wish he would get up.
The Beastman's positioning that steel chair, Kevin, in the ropes.
My fear is that there'll be lasting damage to Chase on this one.
Lou Spector's the ultimate cheerleader, wielding his man on, hitting the turnbuckle with a weapon. Beastman measured his shot, but here comes Stevens, that fight you were talking about.
Yeah, you can't measure the fight in the dog.
No, you can't. Stevens will get stronger. Oh, Beastman head first into the steel chair, maybe even face first.
The fans are trying to root Chase on, but do you think he knows where he is, Tyler?
I think it's all instinct. It's all that wrestler instinct, like you had, Kevin, like he's got, like Beastman, so many others. I think he doesn't realize where he's at. He knows he's in the ring, he's in a fight, but it's all will. It's all about survival. That's what it entails. For Chase Stevens, look, putting the weight again. And this bone by Beastman. What a weapon that is. Driving into the forehead. Just where that cut is, so.
Let me ask you this. Don't you think the referee should step in here?
I think referee Paz should. As much as I hate to, Sean Medici. He's out right here.
Good.
Redcon 1, he's got a towel, but he's going to even up things. They've got a history here. Him and Lou Becker, Sean McDeach, a representative of Redcon 1, has got a towel. Is he going to throw it in, though? Oh, he does. He throws in the towel. And Lou Spector's mad because he wants the Beast Man to keep unleashing a beast.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the preliminary stoppage, your winner,
We've got the Beast Man. He has done it. He's become and won the international title. It's not over yet, though. Chase is fine. We need some help in there.
More than help, we need the Army, the Marines, and the Navy.
Yeah, we need all the armed forces.
And speaking about the armed forces, thank you for your great service, guys and ladies.
I wholeheartedly agree. Sean Medici got in the ring. Him and Lou Spector, I think these guys will go at it. I mean, but right now, Stevens and Beastman, wait a minute. The match, is it restarted, I guess? So the Beastman is not, or no, wait a minute.
The referee signaled it to stop.
Oh, the stoppage.
So I guess with the stoppage, we have a new champion.
Yeah, we do have a new champion. That was my era. From my vantage point, there's just a lot of confusion with this kind of fight. But I'm glad I've got a great broadcast partner that pointed that out. I'll be careful, lady. I wouldn't do that. And Lou Spector, Sean McDeach are fighting. He's getting the headlights. John Bosman. Oh, wait a minute. We got the referees out here. Benno and Nick Grill. This is broken down, Kevin. This is madness.
We have nothing but chaos here. Somebody's got to get in control of this.
Yeah, something's got to give.
Somebody's got to take Chase to the hospital.